Morning, folks. Well, as you can probably see, those beans that I planted a few days ago when I shot that video on direct seeding bean seeds under that corner bead, those little plastic corners to protect them until they germinate under chopped leaves. Well, they're up, 4 inches now. So I want to get these protected here before I start having unkind thoughts about a bunny. So before it gets too hot, I want to build another bed cap. So I thought I'd just do a little refresher for those of you who are interested in building them. And if you're just interested in bending tubing to go over your raised beds or your gardens for row cover or whatever, we'll just do a little refresher. So let's head over here to the trailer. I had one old hoop laying around yet, but I needed 2 more. So I went and bought 2 more lengths of 1/2-inch conduit, and I'm going to lop 2 feet off because we only need 8 feet for our hoops for our bed caps. So I'm going to cut 2 feet off those, and actually I'm going to use those on the old chicken cage, turn that into a little mini hoop house, but that's down the road here. So let's cut these off. So we're going to start our bend at 18 inches. I measured up 18 inches on each end of the tubing. And next we're going to install our bender onto this trailer bed to give us a good secure surface to bend on. So just a little refresher on the bender if you haven't watched the video on how to build it. This is, if you can see these dimensions, I just wrote them in pencil. This is 4 inches at the edge. It's a piece of 3/4 inch plywood that's 24 inches by, this is 8.5, so at least 8.5 inches. So every 6 inches I measure up a vertical line. So at the edge again it's 4 inches, and then in 6 inches it's 7 3/8. In the center it's 8.5, and then again 7 3/8, and then back to 4. And so I just put a brad at those marks, and then just take something flexible, a yardstick or something, and bend it around them and sweep that arc, and then cut it out with a saber saw, and then just attach a piece of the good heavier gauge metal strapping using a carriage bolt on the bottom side, so it really doesn't interfere much with laying flat on the trailer bed. And then we will secure it to the trailer bed just at a place where when we start the bend, it's the tire of the trailer is not going to interfere with the pipe. So just some place where you can easily work it. So we'll just take our chances with securing it right about there. See what happens. Nice thing about working on an old trailer bed, you don't worry about putting some screw holes into it. Okay, so I'm going to get myself a little cheater bar. So we're going to start, bring the tubing, push it down through that strap till we get to that 18-inch mark right at the edge of the bender. And let me get a piece of a pipe to help me at the end of the bend here. Well, I couldn't find that piece of 3/4 inch tubing that I could put on the outside of the 1/2 inch to give myself a little more leverage, but if you saw my workshop, you'd understand why I couldn't find it. I'm going to try to do without it. So remember, just kind of like rowing a boat, we're going to pull, am I in your way here? Pull forward, and then slide this forward. And remember, what's important with bending these hoops is keeping it flat on your surface. And that just keeps it from becoming more of a corkscrew shape. Just slide it forward, pull. This 1/2 inch bend's easy enough. We shouldn't need that bar. And then when we get to the end here, we're going to just touch that 18-inch mark and tweak it. And then we can go back and put the other end through. And bring that to the 18-inch mark, and then just tweak that just past just a bit more, and then that just helps us to have vertical legs. So we'll bend one more of these and we'll put it on our bed cap frame that I built a few days ago. Okay, one more time from a little different angle. We're sliding the tubing through the strap until that 18-inch mark gets to the end of the bender, and then we're just going to walk it back. We don't want to bend it so far that it goes past the bender on this end, because then it'll get misshapen. Okay, here's our 18-inch mark, and we'll just line that right up with the end of the bender, and then just tweak it past just a bit. Pull it out, turn it around so that the end that we started with is here, and then we'll just give that a little, just a tweak past, again, just to give us our vertical legs. That's it. Got a nice sturdy hoop. So now I'll hook them onto that bed cap frame and get the wire fencing on, and we'll be all set. So the only real change I've made in the construction of these bed caps from that epic video I did a while back is on the corners. I was using those half brackets. I gave up on that. I'm just using metal strapping, and what I'm doing is just cutting a piece so that there are 3 of the large holes, 1, 2, 3, and 2 of the smaller holes, and then I'll just bend this to kind of conform to the corner. I'll zoom in and show you how I install these. Other than that, things are pretty much the same, but these are kind of a slicker, certainly cheaper way to go. So I'm still using the 1/2-inch sharp point lath screws. Those are so slick. And so I'll just install this bracket. You probably can't see what I'm doing here. Just like that, and then put a screw into each side. Now even just like that, it's pretty secure, but I'm still going to drill a hole through this and tap a screw all the way through the strap and through the conduit into the wood a little bit. So just drill right through there, and then I just take one of these 1-inch self-tapping lath screws and just go all the way through that bracket, and that it's pretty darn sturdy. Remember, we're putting that fencing around there, so it'll be plenty sturdy. Whew. I got that done just in time. Not only just in time to protect these tender young green beans from critters that want to eat them even more than we do, but just in time because it's getting so humid. Oh my goodness. Time to get out of the sun and, I don't know, go fishing maybe. But this is probably the last bed cap I'll make this season. I think I have 5 of them now. This here has some green beans in it, but I just made a little triangle deal, or just kind of a little lean-to out of a couple pieces of 3-foot fencing. That's gonna have to be good enough. So I think I'm gonna head out in the boat. Until next time, it's Mark again with Backwood Basics. Let's grow together.